What's up, everybody? Welcome to another author help video. Today I would like to talk about how to get the best results from your book cover design. And I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I did as I worked with a book cover designer, or rather with an artist, to create the wraparound cover art for my forthcoming novel, Curse of the Pharaoh. The first thing to remember whenever you're working on your book cover design or planning it is that ultimately it is up to you to know what you need for your genre. First of all, a lot of artists may be fantastic designers, but they might not know what goes into making a book cover. And even if they do, they might not know your genre. You need to know exactly what readers are looking for, and the best way to do that is to take a look at other authors who are successful in your genre and see if you can find any common threads, what kind of notes do you want to hit, and know your own story and the emotions that you want to evoke in the readers. And hopefully your cover will be an expression of that. There's a saying I've heard a lot of times in publishing that an author should not create their own book cover, and well, first of all, only a Sith deals in absolutes, but it's not necessarily true. There are a lot of authors who do fantastic book covers on their own, some maybe not so much, but as long as you do it by looking at what other people are doing and kind of getting an idea of what you want and what's going to fit, you're generally pretty safe. So first of all, know your genre, know the mood you want to set, and have a good idea of what kind of design you're going to have. The second thing to do is to create a mood board. And you'll see behind me an example of the various images I collected so that Drzinka Kimple, who is the artist who did the artwork on this cover and on many others for me and some other Griffinwood authors, would really get into the mood. Some of the pictures are of characters. I often choose actors or just pieces of artwork that will give her the idea of what I want the characters to look like. Pictures from various places that the characters might go, or just places in that place and time to help her get the feel. Different items. This is an archaeological adventure, so we have artifacts, we have creatures out of their mythology, and then just images and book covers from other books just to get that general vibe. And you can see I gave her quite a number of images just so she could look through all of that and really have that feeling of where we were going to go before we even got started. The second thing, and this is very important and a lot of people forget about, think about your layout in advance. You've got to leave room for your title, your author name, and if you're going to have any kind of blurb, series title, if you're going to have USA Today best-selling author or anything like that, you need room for those things. And it is okay to cover your art a little bit, but you don't want to completely cover important pieces in the picture. So take that into consideration when you're planning what the picture is going to look like. And also remember, if you are having a wraparound cover created, which is what I did, remember that only the portion on the right is going to show as the front cover, and it's going to be the only image that's seen in the ebook cover. So I like to plan for my action scene to be on that right side of the image, and everything else flows with the picture, but it's stuff that's going to be easier to cover up because the left side on my paperback is going to have a story synopsis, blurbs, things like that. Third thing to remember is think about light and dark spaces on your cover. And what I mean by that is you need to have a consistent background so that your text will pop. Now, it's okay for, say, the top part of the image to be light and the bottom dark, or vice versa, because you can put dark text over light or light text over dark and it will show up. The problem arises when sometimes an image will go from dark to light, side to side. I've run into this sometimes back in the day before I really started understanding what I was doing, where I would commission an image, it would be a great piece, but I would run into that problem. Do I use white text and it sort of disappears in the light part, or do I use dark and it disappears into the dark part? And you end up having to do contrasting outlines and put different effects on it just to make it show up, especially in thumbnails. So take into consideration light and dark, and you don't necessarily have to choose all of that for the designer, but just let them know that it's important. Text is going to be here, text is going to be here, spine will be here, and please leave these areas all dark or all light. What you don't want to do is go from dark to light, side to side within your front cover section. Next, sketch it out. You don't have to know exactly what you're going to do. I'm going to show you my sketch, and it is laughable, but a good artist can take garbage like what I created and turn it into something special. But the reason I created this sketch was not only just to give her an idea of what I wanted and where, but also so she could see what we just talked about. Where do I anticipate various text pieces going to be? And if there's stuff that she wants to make sure really pops, that it's not going to be covered up. So those are the things that I did to get ready, and we're going to show you the original sketch and then the finished piece. I hope this was helpful, and we will see you next time.